I'm setting up this PHP server on a Windows 2012 box. Now you can set it up on pretty much any box you want to. You might want to do Linux or whatever, but I'm not really a Linux guy, and I don't want to maintain the updates with the Linux box. But at least with Windows in my environment, it'll pull the updates and maintain it on itself, be stigged and all that other stuff. So I got a server manager dashboard, and we got to install PHP. But before we do that, I'm going to do a couple little things. For one, I hate this internet, i.e. enhanced security. I'd like to be able to see the website from the web server itself. So on the server manager, I'm just going to turn that off by clicking enhanced security configuration, click everything off, OK. And I'm also going to go ahead and set the static IP. Easy way to get that, if you don't know, is just ncpa.cpl. Instead of browsing through everything, you can go to properties, of course. If you don't know how to do this, well, you're probably watching the wrong video. Okay. Alright, we got the preliminaries taken care of. So for this PHP server, we're going to need to download the PHP source files, and in this case I'm using a PHP 5.6 non-thread safe x64. So go and download that. And in order for this to actually work, you're going to need a Visual C++ redistributable for Visual Studio's 2012. At least for the 5.6 version, you will need 2012. So you want to go ahead and download that, and I'm going to keep with the x64 because that's what I'm downloaded as far as a PHP client. That should have VC redistribute _ x64. Found that out the hard way. If you download the 2015, it won't actually work, and that has a weird underscore in a different place. So I already have these downloaded here. In order to install PHP, it's a pretty simple process. You just open up the zip file, select everything and copy it, and you can put it under the C drive in a new folder called PHP. However, recommended against doing that, mainly because HBSS may one day prevent those files from executing and render your server useless. I know that from experience. So here under program files, where HBSS will actually allow things to run, you create a new folder, call it PHP, just open it and paste it in. So to test this out, I'm going to try to run PHP CGI, and it should not work because it's missing this DLL file. That's where this redistributable package comes in. I'll go ahead and run that and get it installed. Yes. And run it again, and sure enough, it doesn't pop up with that same error. Alright. So now that we're in the PHP directory, we got to go ahead and start configuring the php.ini. And in order to make this a little easier, I'm going to choose View File Name Extensions. I'll scroll on down here and copy this back into the same folder. We're going to go ahead and rename this to just php.ini. Yes. Yes. Alright. Go to edit this, and there's a couple values we're going to have to change in here to get it to work. Usually I just use a search function to find them. First one is cgi.fix _ php or no path. And that's not the one we want. That's the one we want. We want to get rid of this little comment code. The semicolon acts as a comment code. And we'll go on and find the next thing. We need a force redirect. And we're going to change this. We're going to uncomment it. And we're going to go with 0 here. Mainly because it says you can safely turn this off for IIS. And in fact, you must. So now we're going to go ahead and find fast CGI .impersonate. It's probably down in the file. Should have installed that Notepad++, but we do need that turned on. We're going to look for the extensions. A couple things we need get added in here as extensions, one being OpenSSL, which is right there, and SOAP. Where is SOAP? There it is. It's by finding extension _dir, and that's going to equal extension. We'll uncomment that as well. I want to go ahead and change the time zone. Not that it really matters, I don't think. And we're going to change this to typed out exactly as capital A, America / New York, because I'm on the Eastern Seaboard and we want to use Eastern Time, but you may want to use it whatever time zone you're currently in. You'll have to look that up on your own. So also I want to display errors. If this thing fails on us, I want to be able to see it in the browser. Now you aren't going to want to keep this turned on for production. We're just going to use it for troubleshooting in the short term. So we're going to change this to on. And that's it. Go to File, Save. Yes. Yes. Ah. We'll save as on the desktop. Thanks, Windows. And what I'll do is just copy this back in, replace. And then we got that done. We got to go ahead and install install IIS and configure it correctly. So from Server Manager, I just go to Manage, Add Roles and Features, Next, 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 and I'm going to look for Web Server IIS. Add the feature, Next, and Next. And for the role services, I want to ensure that I have HTTP redirection, which is under the common HTTP features. And I'm also going to scroll on down under application development, scroll down to CGI. Get both of those features installed. Next, and install. And through the magic of time, my installation feature is complete and successful. Okay, close that. And we'll go to Start, again, Management Console, eventually. There we go. And we'll scroll on down to our server, yes, and yeah. And under our server, we go to Handler Mappings. And we'll go ahead and add a new module mapping. And we'll associate with this with star.php. Change this over to fast CGI module, and we'll map it over to the CGI PHP CGI. I'm going to name this PHP via fast CGI. Click OK. Yes. Alright, now we got to test out the PHP installation. So I'm just going to open up Notepad and create a little bit of PHP script just to test it out and make sure everything worked correctly. I'm going to file save this as, let's say, test.php. I'll save it on the desktop because it'll probably scream at me if I do it elsewhere. And under inetpub www-root, I'll just drag drop that in. Alright, and it turns out I put too many S's in there. I go to go here, take a look at the content, and we'll try to browse this from the web server itself. Sure enough, it comes up with all the information I'm looking for related to a successful PHP install.